Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday, and I'm here with some of my best friends. I hear a tiny little echo somewhere, and we're going to play PoliTarology for your viewing pleasure. So I see that we have quite a few people in the chat. The title of tonight's show is What Will the Orange One Do Next? We Miss Mike Pence. LOL. So I know everybody kind of feels this way, like, oh my God, what's going on? But when you put your questions in the chat, if you can put in hashtag Pence, then you'll be in the lottery to be able to get your question answered. So that's what we're going to do. So go ahead and put in that hashtag Pence, and then you can put a question after it. But hashtag Pence will get you in the little spinny thing. And so we're going to go around, everybody say hello, hello. And let's get to the questions quick. So make it quick, everybody. So Mel, welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us. We're missing Gerald tonight, but we have Mel Dorr, everybody. So can't get better than that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I just want to ask everybody if it's okay. My friend Nancy Regan, she was here at the event in Chicago. She's a wonderful healer. She is in the hospital. She was having dizziness. And at first I thought she was having a stroke, but she didn't, thank goodness. So I just want everybody to send Nancy Regan healing energy. She's a wonderful healer. She does great craniosacral, great energy work. So if everybody would just send Nancy Regan healing energy. I told her I was going to do this tonight. So I'm sure it would cure her up.
Well, this is a good group. This is a good group to do that, and we certainly will do that. Can we just take a minute now and everybody just send a little healing? Let's do it.
Yes.
Nancy Regan. Okay. I think we sent her a good shot.
Thanks, Colleen.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. All right. Do you have anything else to add, Mel, before we move on? Okay. Cleo, what's going on with you? Hi. Thank you for coming.
Well, I've had to step back on some of my shows a little bit. So really, I'm not doing too much. I think after this, I don't have another show until next Friday because I got some things going on at home that I have to deal with, and it's taking up time. But, I've just been trying to get just a positive outlook about what's going on here in America. And I know that a lot of people that watched us, are not happy with us. But if they just understand that everything I'm telling them anyway is what I was told. So I'm not going to say too much about my spirit guides because I trust them all the way and I know what I'm hearing. So I know that, things didn't work out the way we wanted them to, but there's probably a reason for that. And I hope that people will not jump ahead and just make assumptions about what's going on because it's very erratic energy and anything can change. And we'll just see what happens. So anyway, that's what I've got going on.
Okay, great. And Marina, hi. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you. And what's happening for you?
For me, the big thing is next Friday, November the 22nd, there will be a Shine Your Light event that is going to start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can go on my channel in the community tab. You'll get a little more information on it. It's an event that I'm inviting absolutely everyone to. The concept originated with Shari at Trancing with Spirit. And it is a way to send love and light to the whole world beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern and then repeating on the hour. And hopefully we're going to go worldwide.
When is that again?
On Friday, November the 22nd. And it will start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. All right.
Marina, are you in Canada?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I just got a message as you were talking, if I can share it. It said, what happened here can and will happen in Canada if Canadians aren't careful. So Canadians, please don't lose your voices. Don't let what happened here happen there.
Exactly.
Be aware, because it can. Like what's happening in the one province, who's that woman? Is it in Saskatchewan? I don't know, but one of the provinces, she's so ultra right and all of that. So it's
She calls herself the Queen of Canada. Yeah.
yes. So don't let that happen. You people, you all, not you people, everybody in Canada, you can prevent from what happened here from you can prevent that happening in Canada.
Yes, exactly. So the light going out and the love and the meditation going out to the world is Canada, US, Mexico, Australia, wherever you are located. Participate in this event. And we're going to be sending light throughout the world.
Yeah. This year, 2024, I believe it was 22 countries across the globe had elections where this issue was on the line about whether you would keep your voice or not. So
yes,
very, very interesting. Hi, Shari.
Hi, Colleen.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm better.
Good. Thank you for coming.
Nasty cold. It's pretty much gone away. So,
and thank you for co-hosting with me. I really appreciate you.
Anytime.
Handling everything.
Gerald's shoes are hard to fill, but I do my best.
You do great. You do great. So, what's happening for you?
I don't know. I got all kinds of crap happening all weekend. I'm doing my very first members live stream on Sunday for my members. So that'll be a first time. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, the slumber party every Saturday night at 11 p.m. Central, and all kinds of stuff in between. I don't know. I don't have my book open.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just go to my community page. You'll find it. It's, I try to post everything.
Good.
So
good. Well, I've got this show tonight, and then tomorrow night we're doing at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing The Real Psychics of YouTube, which is a fun show. Very tongue-in-cheek, but it's of course features the best the best psychics on YouTube, rather. So you should come there and get your personal questions answered. And a week from tonight, we're doing the Cool Crone Oracle, and I am once again inviting my daughter to join us. Iris. I keep screwing up her name now. But I think by now everybody's going to guess her name because I keep screwing it up. But anyway. See what I mean? It just comes out. I'm very bad with this.
Yes.
My daughter Iris is going to join us.
Yes.
Okay. And aside from that, not a lot going on, but I am going to be having an extra Reveal the Future this month on Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And we had a really good, Mel was on Reveal the Future with us before this weekend.
Last time. Yeah.
It was really, really I felt it was a great turnout. It was a great feeling in the audience and with everyone participating. I felt it was very strong, and we want to do more of this to calm people down, not only just calm people down, but also give people hope and optimism about the future and what they can do spiritually and for themselves to move forward during this very difficult time. So I hope you'll join us for that. That's actually going to be not on a Wednesday, but a Tuesday, November 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I hope people will join us for that. And in the meantime, you can check out the recording and playback of Keeping Calm and Envisioning a Bright Future on my channel under the Live tab. So without further ado, tonight we're going to focus on some of these amazing people that have been called to the cabinet for the future administration. And I know everybody's very excited about these picks. So
can I say
only the best?
Colleen, a thing just came up on the right-hand side of my screen from Mike Pence. It's interesting that it came up during your show and you're talking about Pence. And he's calling on all the Republicans in the Senate to block Trump's nominations.
Mikey!
Power
no.
spoken word. See?
And who do you think is behind that? I think
Mother.
I think
Mother.
I think there's some Republicans that are trying to plan some sort of coup. In other words, to stand up against.
Yeah, well, it would be a good thing for them to do, finally. I mean, they finally found their big boy pants.
Well, Mike Pence has nothing to lose.
Her mother let him out for the day and said, go do your worst,
Yeah, Mike Pence has been humiliated all the way down to his, very, very nicely pressed boxer shorts. He's just
absolutely.
I can't imagine being him. I just can't imagine that kind of humiliation, frankly.
If the Democrats had pulled this whole thing that Trump had pulled, like, it's rigged, it's this, it's that. And I do think there was cheating in the election. And I do think a certain country interfered, whose name I won't mention. Starts with an R. The leader's name
Quick
starts.
Reminder to everybody, put hashtag Pence if you put anything in the chat so that your name goes in the wheel to draw for next question asked.
But if the Democrats had done any of that, oh my goodness, think of what would have been happening. But, I think behind the scenes, there's going to be people, I'm not saying I like Mike Pence because I don't, but people behind the scenes like Pence, Cheney, Mitch McConnell, a lot of other people who are going to be able to rally forces from the Republican side that are very anti-Trump. That's what I see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, let's read on it, but I just think that's true.
Yes.
I just think it's true that Liz has been, kind of rallying people and, this statement that Pence just made, and even Adam Kinzinger, he's got people behind him, not necessarily saying, ooh, you go be president, but saying, ooh, let's not let this guy get anywhere, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but, Well, so I was curious. Now, the person at the top of my list, obviously, is the one person who cannot hold a high office in this country because they are not actually a citizen of this country. And that is Mr. Musk. And so his office and Department of Efficiency co-sponsored or co-led or whatever with Vivek Ramaswamy just seems like, how can I put this? A Boy Scout craft. It just doesn't really seem like a real thing. It just seems like something to keep the two of them occupied in the corner. I mean, we know that T-Rex doesn't like to be outshone. He doesn't like to be shown up. He doesn't like anybody to talk more than him or louder than him or look better than him or anything better than him. So I think both of those people, Vivek, really was very charismatic and a very, very good speaker. So, he was kind of a danger in that way, but Elon is kind of the total opposite, kind of, the totally awkward person, but he gets a lot of attention and he has more money than T-Rex. So what I'd like
a whole lot more money.
Yeah, right. So what I'd like to read on, and we'll take some questions in the chat very shortly, but I just want us to read on what is the fate of Mr. Muskrat?
Let me just say one thing. Somebody here, I want to clarify one thing. Kel Bell says you got to be born in the U.S. to be president. That is not true. If you are born of American citizens in another country, like if they're in the military, or even if you have one parent who's an American citizen, and let's say you're born in Germany or two because of their military or working abroad, then you're still a United States citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk is not a citizen because he has no parents or nobody who was born here. He's from South Africa. So people think that if somebody is born in another country, then they can't be a president. Yes, they can. If one parent was a citizen of the United States, then they're a citizen.
That's why John McCain was eligible to run for president.
Correct.
Because his dad was
and
admiral or something in the Navy, and he was born in Panama.
Correct.
Yeah.
But, I like what Metal Twister says here. I'm going to put that up. Oh, whoops! I didn't put it up. I just.
Well, that's true. I like that.
Yeah, it's really true. I mean, I don't know.
That's what T-Rex is doing to the country.
Yes. You said it right the first time. He thinks of us as a company.
Right.
Yes.
He really does think of us as a company. So let's get out on the table what we all think is the fate of Mr. Muskrat.
Well, you know, Trump did what he did because he wanted the money, and you know, so he let Elon Musk go ahead and jump around like a circus monkey and give him millions and millions of dollars, keep that thing going, and Elon Musk feels like he tipped the scales for Trump. That the reason that Trump got elected was because of him. More than likely it was. But he's made up this new department that him and that other guy are going to be running. I can't even remember the name of it, but, so that was to appease him. Nah, not so fast. Not so fast. Elon is, he's a goofy kind of guy, but he didn't become the richest man in America by being a dummy. And if Trump is not careful, if Elon can just turn on him as quick as Trump's turned on him, and he can do a lot of damage because he has a lot of money. But we'll just see what happens. Right now he's saying stuff like, "Oh, Trump's saying I can't get rid of the guy."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I would be a little bit careful about saying that kind of stuff. I mean, it is a little ridiculous that the guy's still down there in Mar-a-Lago and having dinners with them and, acting like he's part of their family. He is not.
T-Rex will only use, I like what you said, Cleo, like a circus monkey. So I'm going to start calling Elon CM for circus monkey.
Circus monkey? Yes.
So CM is actually going to be thinking he's running this country. And CM only wanted Trump in office and paid out the yin-yang for it because CM is going to try to do away with a lot of the regulations and stuff like that he doesn't want because it keeps his companies from having monopolies and from just doing whatever the hell they want. So now CM thinks he's got, carte blanche to do anything with his companies and cutting budgets and this and that. But he's forgetting about one thing. He can't do all that. It's going to be tied up in the courts. It's going to be tied up for years. And he's not going to get by with I'd say 99.9% of what he thinks he's going to. And Cleo, you're absolutely right. I see a huge blow up coming between T-Rex and CM. A huge blow up. And even though they're up each other's right now, at some point T-Rex is going to turn on CM like white on rice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Don't forget, this Department of Government Efficiency, whatnot, doesn't exist. It's something that Orangina pulled out of his ass. It doesn't exist.
Where did he pull it out of, Marina?
Yeah, his donkey. So yeah, you can't just make up departments and put people in charge and so on. So he thinks he's in charge, and give him titles, tell him he's going to get the corner office and give him the little nameplate. I absolutely agree with you that between the two of them there will be war. You can't have two queen bees in the same hive. One of them has got to go. And I think that what's going to happen to Elon Elon, he's going to get bulldozed over. So, he thinks that his money is protection. It's not. He's, don't kid yourself, he is very much like Orangina, where he is leveraged to the hilt. So, yeah, there's going to be a war, and it's going to be a public one. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen to him.
Just to remind everybody that the first go round we had in 2016, when Monsieur Bannon was getting far too much attention and got a legitimate front page cover from Time magazine, it wasn't long after that then T-Rex got rid of him. It was like, no, you got my damn Time magazine cover, and you're getting all the attention. And Saturday Night Live is doing skits that you're the demon in control, and you're the one that's really doing everything. And he was just not going to have it. And it wasn't long after those two main interests, Saturday Night Live and then Time, I don't remember who did which one first, but they both happened like within a few weeks. He was out. I mean, that's all it took. And T-Rex got rid of him. So he is very much the prima donna. The first thing I drew was the Hangman reversed. So you're looking at a lot of delays, a lot of standstill. This new department that they're talking about, he can't even do an executive order and create a new federal department. That has to go through the House, through the Senate, and it has to be voted in by 2/3 of both House and Senate, as well as 2/3 of the states have to approve it. Yeah. It ain't gonna happen. And then next thing I drew was the Knight of Swords reversed.
Ooh.
I feel like this is a lot of burnout. I think T-Rex is already burned out. He's running on fumes and Adderall and whatever else he gets with, so but this is screaming CM to me, being drugged down, whether if he wants it or not. He's going to be pulled out of place and put in his place by T-Rex because he's getting too much attention. And then the last card I pulled was the Four of Cups. And both of them are spending all of their time looking at what they don't have instead of looking at possibilities of what might come up. And again, they hoist by their own petard. They do themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, you guys had such wonderful readings. Well, here's what I have. When I was shuffling, what jumped out of the deck was the Eight of Cups. So, okay, I'll just go on. So it starts out for Elon that he feels out. He feels like the odd man out. He's a Cancer. He's a Cancer, or he has Cancer rising. I just check. Yeah, both. He's a double Cancer. Okay, that is the most needy person you can think of. He is uber needy. He has a bigger need to be stroked and praised and flattered than even T-Rex. So he's very butthurt. He's very butthurt that everybody isn't just, putting up big, huge billboards and saying, thank you, Mr. Musk, for helping us get our T-Rex over the finish line. And so he has a big decision to make. Does he stay where he's clearly not being welcomed and wanted? Does he defend his choices? Because he did spend an awful lot of cash on this. And he's just kind of longing for the days where Trump was chasing him. He wasn't chasing Trump. Mm-hmm. So he's going to take action. And in that action, first of all, he's going to get a little revenge because he is so butthurt. He's going to try to do something that puts himself back in the spotlight and puts Mr. T in the backlight. I mean, he's really, really hurt. And this will spark the war between them, right? This will, I mean, it's already building, but that will be, the match on the gasoline. And then what we have is, he's going to be surprised when Donald fights back like that. He's going to be like, oh my God, I didn't think you'd be that hurt. I'm the one who always gets hurt. I'm allowed to be emotional, but not you. So he's going to be really, really hurt with that. He's going to even decide to take back some of his money somehow. And I don't know how he's going to do that because I'm sure that T-Rex already blew most of it. But this is witnessed by the world. It is very, very, very public. And I think Mr. Muskrat scampers off to that country that starts with an R, because I think that's where he feels that he can be in the bosom of the mother.
Or back to South Africa.
I don't know that he's going to go back to South Africa. It's no fun there for him. He has these worldwide companies and he likes to have other people of power begging him for his companies and his power. And he doesn't like that he's been slammed down, that he can't use this stuff, that, he doesn't like that. He wants to play chess on he wants to use the earth like a marble in a game of marbles. He just wants it to be bigger and more exciting for him. Because while he's very emotional, he also likes excitement and he craves constant stimulation and excitement. And he's not getting it now. And Mar-a-Lago is boring because it's basically a retirement home. So
maybe he'll go to Mars.
And smells.
It smells bad. Yeah.
Colleen,
what do you think about his stuff in the stock market? I mean, his stocks went sky high. Now they're coming back down a little bit. So what wasn't that part of why he put so much money into Trump is for those stocks to go up?
He made billions.
Actually, Elon is currently losing people hand over fist from X because they're all going over to the new social media liberal run Blue Sky, which I'm a member of. So go look.
And you know what? Musk will try to buy that, but sell it to him. Not going to work. I got a question for everybody. Actually, I have two questions, and I pulled cards on it. Number one, and I think, Colleen, you hit on it very well, but I still want to ask, do you all see or feel or intuit that at some point, once T-Rex, once he has his humongous fall, do you all feel that Elon Musk will be deported? And I pulled 5 regular cards on it. And I got the 7 of clubs, which means a lot of stuff about him is going to be coming to the surface. How his behavior, certainly with taking away jobs from people, stuffing his own pockets. In my opinion, that's immoral. That's all going to come to the surface. I pulled the 3 of hearts, which is almost like vexation. So everything he's doing, the karma of that will come back to bite him. I pulled the 5 of spades, which is a death card. It doesn't mean a physical death, but the death of his empire, the death of a lot of the things he's tried to create, because he made a lot of money on the stock market, but a lot of those stocks are going to go down, 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 down. He'll probably sell them off. That's why he wants crypto, because if he can get crypto, he can control that market, but that's going to blow up as well. I pulled the 8 of clubs, which is a snake. So it shows a lot of calamities coming for him. The next I pulled is the 2 of spades, which even though it looks like he's successful now, he's got some very negative events coming that's going to rob him of a lot of his wealth. I see him with a lot of legal problems at some point. And in about 3 or 4 years, I see investigations into him giving Trump money, what happened to that money, how the election was bought, which is illegal. And I see him under indictment. And I got a funny feeling he's going to be convicted. I see him deported at some point or gone out of this country. That's what I see coming.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
So I pulled the mountains, and I was like, the mountains. But then I drew the bear claw. And I thought, oh, he's going to get shipped to Siberia. And then I pulled another knight reversed again. So poor guy just doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff.
And not only that, he's coming up on Saturn has been opposing his moon, transiting Saturn has been opposing his natal moon. So for somebody who is ruled by his moon, which he's a double Cancer, this is very bad. He can't get a break, and he's still in the middle of this cycle. It will change somewhat in 2025, but it just means that Saturn and possibly Neptune is going into his 10th house, which is going to be even worse than having it in his 9th house, because it's going to affect his real career. What he is losing money, and he is worried about losing money, and he is trying to hold on to money, but he's never had to do that. Since he started making money, he's never really had to worry significantly about it. But now he is, and he's not good at it. He's got 185 children to support, and all this other stuff. So he has set up an unsustainable lifestyle. And I agree with you, Mel. I think that they are going to catch up with him. I think he might go in and out of the country for a while over the next 18 months. I think the Department of Efficiency is not going to be very efficient. No. I think Vivek is finally going to throw up in hands and goes, well, why is your name even on the door? You're never here.
That doesn't work. Rose Blue says in the comments, you notice any country with election mess has Starlink satellites, and my psychic light bulb went on again. So my feeling is what's going to come to the surface is about how those satellites were utilized to affect certain results. And I'm speaking very ambiguous, but I think everybody gets what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
So there's going to be investigations into that. I think then my psychic light bulb went on. Good, Rose, because thinking, with his satellite program and all this and that, he's going to try to control space.
Oh, yeah. He has openly
He's already doing it.
But he's openly said, when people say, why do you have so many kids? He says, well, Mars needs people.
That's true.
So he's single-handedly trying to populate Mars.
I like what Fluffy said here.
I totally agree.
She's talking about
with Mel.
Muskrat.
Hold on a second, Shari. I totally agree with Mel about what you were saying about his connection with
Starlink
and how, I got the same thing yesterday, that he has been fooling around, and I'm wondering if Trump and him together know the irregularities, we'll call them, between how things worked out and how much did Elon influence that, and can he hold that over Trump's head, or vice versa? There's something going on there, and I do see that possible deportation next year, maybe it's coming up. But yeah, there's something.
I like that.
There's that connection with the election results, Elon Musk and T-Rex. There's a mess going on there that could really surprise people.
Yeah,
I think the government's going to step in and figure out how he's programmed his satellites and some of the technology behind that, and just take that right out from under him.
Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, Shari, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just, if I can find it, Plucky had said something. I just thought it was funny. Because she's calling him Muskrat. I kind of like that name.
Yep.
That maybe T-Rex will get so mad at Muskrat that he'll pull all of his government contracts. And I just think how fitting that would be.
I think that's probably prophetic. I really do.
Yeah, I think he will pull those contracts.
Because I literally, when I saw it in the chat, it was like lighting up neon for me. It was like,
yeah. Yeah, I think the whole idea of Mr. Muskrat getting even close to the administration is, laughable. I was going to say hilarious, but I don't think it's positive at all. I think it's, just like, what what in the world is going on here? You know, it's one thing to have, okay, John F. Kennedy appointed his brother the AG, and people thought that was a little wonky.
Yeah.
And since then, we haven't had anything of that magnitude of wonkiness until T-Rex. And then every decision that he made was wonky.
I thought Congress had made a law. Maybe it's just a rule and it's not a law, that the president, whoever the president is, couldn't pull in personal family members to uphold cabinet positions.
Well,
now, I don't know if that's a law or if that was just established as a gentleman's agreement. We don't do that.
Yeah, they probably did do that after Kennedy because they really hated a lot of them.
Well, and the nepotism was questioned from the beginning in 2016 when Trump had all his family, all his kids get involved, you know, but it just seemed to coast through. So I guess nothing happened with it. I guess it was okay.
Well, at that time, I believe he had both the House and the Senate.
Okay,
yeah.
But still, I mean, you know, to bring in your whole family and having your daughter doing this and your son's doing that, you know, it just seemed like he could get away with that.
And isn't it funny how the Precious and the Walking Dead one have been persona non grata for the last 2 years until Daddy-O won, and now suddenly they're right back in full force.
I wondered about that too, Shari. I did wonder about that. I thought, where are the kids? And then all of a sudden, here they are. Daddy got it, like we knew he would. Yeah. How did that happen? You know, that was crazy. That election was absolutely crazy. How the middle of the country just lit up like a Christmas tree, with it way before. You know, he's getting congratulations from other countries way before we even knew that he was the new president.
Muskrat knew 4 hours before anybody else did off of his special app.
Trump knew before the election when he said, you know, vote for me, you'll never have to vote again. I don't need any votes. I got enough votes. That tells you right there.
Right. Yeah, he knew exactly what was going on. He knew because he's had it set up since 2020. 2020 didn't work out for him. He tried to rig it then and it just didn't work. And he's so pissed off that he's held on to that, told everybody, you know, it was rigged in the other direction. No, he rigged it, but it didn't go work out for some reason. So I think that this thing goes so damn deep. I hope that they can, if they do a recount, that they can find the discrepancies, but it's going to take a whistleblower. It's going to take some outside interference on this of some people that were involved in this, because it went on for years. It's very, very deep. And yes, Elon Musk working together with all his satellites and all that stuff. Although I know the election voting machines aren't necessarily hooked up to the internet. That's not what I'm concerned about. Who processed the chips that go into those electronic voting machines?
Well, and from the video I saw from a gentleman that cybersecurity guy, who that's what he does, is election cybersecurity, and he talks about how, like, say election day is coming up, whoever's in charge of that polling place, they come in with their little disc that they uploaded from their computer, and they stick it into all the machines to turn them on and get them set to start reading whatever it is people punch. Now, as he put, if they put any kind of viruses that gets uploaded on that little disc, every machine he plugs it into gets that virus, even though the machine is not online during the voting process.
Yeah.
So they're connected to one another. The machine, you're saying the machines are connected to one another?
Well, they're clones.
No,
they're clones of one another.
It's cloned. Yeah.
And so they all behave the same way. So the results get tweaked the same way, if it's a virus that tweaks the votes, and that's what we thinking it might do.
And what I heard
Because
was those machines were taken out of the voting places immediately.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
once they
In numerous states.
But if they bring a new machine in and they load the same disk into it to put all of the information in it for that election, you're going to get the same virus on there.
Yeah, and many
because the virus is on the disk, not on the machine.
All right, so let's take a question with the spinny thing. Can we do one of those, Shari?
We can do
that. Okay, everybody,
and...
we're going to get to your questions now. We've been going 40 minutes, and all we've talked about is our stuff and Elon Musk. And
let's see who we got.
Try to get some questions here.
Light Seeker.
Okay. And now we got to go find her question.
Which I think I starred. Let me.
Oh, thank you. There it is.
Right there.
Okay. Do you have it?
I just posted it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So what is the bigger lesson that needs to be learned following the results of the election? Thank you for all you do. And I think what we'll do is we'll do the spinny, and we'll have 2 people read it, and then do the spinny and have another couple people read it, so we can go a little faster on the questions. Okay. So we'll take, if it's okay, we'll start with Shari. Let's start with you and Marina doing Light Seeker's question. And while we wait for them to be ready, I will play a little background music.
Well, the first thing I heard was go back to paper ballots. And I think that would be, while yes, it would take longer for results. No, we wouldn't know the first night because it's a hell of a lot of ballots to count. But I think that I think that what Spirit is trying to say, if we go back to paper ballots, then there's no way that you can go in and put a virus on the machine to get a different outcome. And what did I pull? I pulled the 8 of Wands reversed, which is a lot of frustration, a lot of not being able to complete what's going on. Followed by the 3 of Swords. So yeah, that's not a real good idea. Let's maybe look at paper ballots, because something ain't right.
Yeah, what I got was that the bigger lesson in all this is that you have to think, or be able to think, past the tip of your nose. Your decisions have consequences. Your decisions have consequences to people that you may or may not know. So you can't think in terms of putting a Band-Aid on the problem, because that's not going to work. That is going to lead to more tears. So until people are able to think past themselves and past what it is that they want, things are not going to work out.
Okay.
That's what I got.
All right. So let's go with our next question.
All righty. Let's go back to here and draw again. Tea garden chicken. Yay.
Okay. So for this one, we'll have Mel and Cleo do the reading, and we got to find her thing. Is it? No, that's Connie. Oh, you got it. Okay, great.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Pence. Okay. Has mainstream media felt our disapproval? Will they make corrections to report more honestly?
I don't understand the first part of the question.
Has mainstream media felt the disapproval of the public? Do they understand how?
I see. I got you.
Yeah. Do I need to play music? Or are you guys ready?
Yes, of course. You know, they knew that all along. This disapproval has been going on for the whole time. The whole time Trump's been a candidate, which is what, at least 3.5 years, if not longer.
It feels like an eternity.
You know, this thing about reporting more honestly, it depends on. They take things out of context, but it's Republican leaning, and it has been this whole. It's just like if everybody was Fox News. I mean, those people take everything out of context. So I don't think that that's going to change right off the bat, but I think that there's going to be some stuff happening within the government that makes the media think twice about what they've been doing. You know, some people, they think that what they were doing was for the better good, and they're going to find out it was not. So that could change some things, but I don't see it happening overnight. I don't see it happening real soon. That's sort of what I get.
Okay.
I'm making little notes here. You know, I feel like if the mainstream media had gone maybe for a year or two without bringing Trump into the news every day, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He wouldn't even be president. You know, but for the mainstream media, it's all about what sells. It's about making money. And Trump made money for them, even though, you know, when they even did showing like his shenanigans and, you know, his criminal behavior, people watched. People like a good juicy story, if you will. But it was all about money. You know, Biden has done more for any president since this. Biden has done more than any president for this country since 1963. And the media says that, but they have never once gone through everything he's done and talked about that, because that would be boring. You know, It's always about Trump. I see a time coming when we get back to the equal doctrine. I think Reagan did away with it. I don't know. I forgot what I'm calling it.
The fairness doctrine.
Fairness doctrine. Mm-hmm. So if you know, one's going to advertise on your channel, the other one gets fair time. You know, and I see an end to this almost yellow journalism. It's almost like watching the so-called news is like looking at a tabloid in the grocery store.
Yes.
And I see it's getting back to reporting the news and getting rid of all these op-eds.
Yep.
So, and a lot of lawsuits being filed, like what happened with the voting machine people who won that lawsuit against Fox News. Mm-hmm. A lot more lawsuits filed. And, you know, if you start really hitting these big networks, news networks in the pocketbook, they're going to have to change. But I still contend that if, you know, they hadn't been giving Trump all this attention every single day, you know, he would have never won an election again, even with Russian interference.
I agree.
Media was played.
Jake, whatever his name is from CNN.
Jake Tapper.
Jake Tapper posted on X. I think it was this morning. I saw something about to do with Muskrat and Gates and all this stuff. And he simply put in there, oh, I think they just saved cable news. Because that's money. That's clicks for more crap. And it's like, that's what's wrong with the press. Yeah. In a nutshell.
Mainstream media is going to figure out at some point that at least half of us do not support T-Rex or CM. Mm-hmm. And they're going to lose a lot of viewers. And, you know, people are just going to...
they have been.
They have been.
So they're going to have to start changing a little bit. And, you know, start really reporting, you know, things as they are. You know, I watch the BBC in Europe. Oh my God, it's completely different than the news agency here at home.
Yeah, it's very different.
So I see that with what I see coming because of our disapproval with mainstream media, that they're going to be held a lot more accountable. And right now we might think that accountability has gone out the window, but that's my key answer for tonight is accountability.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, CM, T-Rex, news outlets, ultimately they will be held accountable. And so I see it getting rid of the yellow journalism and and just reporting the news. That's what they should be doing. And then saying the other things are op-ed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The way they used to.
I mean, if you want to see the news, watch the local news. It's news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, Shari, let's get another question up here. You and I'll do it.
Let's see here and draw again.
I gotta
Sylvia.
Sylvia, yay.
Coming from Foresight.
What do you want to say, Mel?
Right.
I got to say hi to Christine Bimel. She went on a trip with us on the yacht cruise in Croatia, and she was just
find her question.
Lovely.
That's nice. Okay, what's Sylvia's question?
There we go. I had to find it. I knew
I'm glad you pulled this one up. This was great. I had a dream where the Eagles took over Trump. I had a dream where the Eagles took over Trump and his cronies. Then the dragon slayed Trump.
Good dream.
and in union handed over Kamala. I don't know what the union is, but
I don't get that either.
A unicorn, maybe?
Could be.
And a unicorn handed over?
Sure, we'll say a unicorn handed over Kamala. I swear that I did not take LSD.
Yes.
Okay, so Eagles took over Trump and his cronies.
Oh, she says, yeah, unicorn.
Unicorn, okay. It's the only thing I could figure that made sense.
It's the autocorrect. It really sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a good one for this.
Sometimes AI really doesn't work, right?
Yeah, really doesn't. So the Eagles that take over Trump are, well, Joe Biden's a Scorpio, and eagle is often an animal metaphor for Scorpio. So I don't think Joe Biden directly, maybe DOJ, takes over Trump and his cronies. The dragon that slays Trump is definitely the DOJ. And the unicorn handing over Kamala would be people, masses of people handing over Kamala. So that's what I see with that dream.
But I think the meaning of that too is the dragon will be slayed or slain.
Yeah. So Trump is in essence also a dragon.
Correct.
But he's slayed. Yeah, I agree. So that's what I get from your dream, Sylvia. I could just see the Eagles like flying monkeys, just picking up all of Trump and his so-called buddies and just flying away with them.
Like in Wizard of Oz?
Yep.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
And isn't it just as a side note, isn't it amazing that one of the images that was portrayed on the quote unquote American flag, and I think it might have been on the flag of Texas, is an eagle swooping down to pick up a snake.
Mm-hmm.
The snake would be Trump in that whole.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And are you saying that the union is actually a unicorn?
Yeah.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
I think that the union, the country, handed over Kamala.
Good one. Yeah, good point. All right, Shari, do you have something?
You wanted me to read on it? I didn't even pull a card.
That's okay. Everybody else did. Why don't you and Marina do the next one? We'll just move on.
All right.
Thank you, Sylvia. That was fantastic. Okay, let's
Draw again. There we go. Who we got? Let me shuffle. Anja.
Yay. Okay.
All right. Oh, let me find her question. What was on here? There we go.
Okay. I know more about politics than I want to because of 45. Is it Putin's plan to ruin, destroy the U.S. via these appointees?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not, yeah, go ahead. You guys do the reading. I'll be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's been his dream for decades, is to completely do away with the United States of America. He can't stand us. And oh, okay. First thing I pulled was the Three of Cups reversed. So no joy for us. And he's I guess he would be joyful about it if he destroyed us, but he's so twisted it can't even come out right. But then I drew Judgment. Isn't it funny how we get that little reminder that hello, you're gonna have to pay for what you've done. So yeah, what else did I get? Oh. And then I got the high priestess reversed on top of it. So that's secrets, hidden things, hidden agendas. Yeah, that's Putin's middle name is secrets and agendas.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to make people do things they don't want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. There in, I think it was in the 50s or the 60s, I think Nikita Khrushchev said that that he was going to take over America without ever firing a single bullet.
I remember.
And he said, we will destroy you from within.
Wasn't that Trotsky? That the United States would destroy itself within? Leon Trotsky or Leonid? Or was it Nikita Khrushchev? I forget.
Well, Khrushchev, Trotsky might have said something similar, but at that point, the America wasn't really that much in his sights. It was, he was kind of rallying against the West. But Khrushchev addressed it specifically that he would take over without a single bullet being fired.
But isn't that crazy? Because that's what happened to the Soviet Union. That under Gorbachev, it just
exactly. So what I pulled was the Chariot, in that Putin playing the long game, and he has been playing the long game for many, many years, setting things in motion to give America the opportunity to have a chariot moment where you could go one way or the other, knowing that going his way was going to lead to death. This is the Death card, and the Four of Swords. Stop fighting. It reminds me almost of, like, if you remember in Star Trek: The Next Generation, where it's the Borg, resistance is futile. This is what he has been working on. This is what he has been putting in place. And he is watching the fruits of his labor. America is literally falling apart in front of the world because there is no more cohesion. It's not a matter of doing what is best for the nation. It's what is best for me. I'm going to make decisions on a very low superficial level. So yeah, that has been Putin's plan all along, and he's not finished yet. You know, he's still going to be working very hard to, yes, Anya, to divide and conquer. He doesn't need to attack the U.S. He's going to let the U.S. implode.
That's how dictators do it. They, you know, they cause chaos. They cause anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he doesn't have enough people to attack.
No.
He doesn't even have enough people to attack Ukraine. I mean, he's got 14-year-old boys and 70-year-old men that he's sending to the front. So,
can I ask a question?
You know, there was a. Oh, go ahead, Mel.
You know, I'm just kind of going over in my mind. You know, I see this country actually going into a constitutional crisis. In other words, when the different parts of government can't agree and you know, on the Constitution or whatever, and goes into a constitutional crisis. Do you all feel that this country will have a civil war? A lot of people are asking that, and I think we're going to get very, very close. I think Trump would want something like that, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Because that creates chaos. I'm really nervous about that. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm just curious what you all think.
Well, I think we're in it right now. I think that, you know, a civil war is not going to be people running around with muskets and cannons. It's going to be people running around with electronic and technological warfare. And I think it's already happening. And it's in, you know, and it also this division between parties, between Republicans and Democrats. And they're trying, you know, already the Democrats really surprised me that they've gotten so kind of at each other's throats about things, like about why Kamala lost and stuff. And I'm thinking, oh God, settle down. What are you thinking? You know, keep it together a little bit. And you know, if they do that, that'll help. But I think, you know, we watched the Republicans do this to themselves for almost 4 years now or longer. So yeah, I think we are in it right now, and that this voting thing, if you know, when and if it happens on January 20th that Trump gets into this, it's going to be all out war. One governor already said that he's ready for war, that he's going to protect his state and his people and the Constitution of the United States, and Trump is not going to interfere in it. Well, there you go. That's going to be it.
Right.
My governor is one who said that. My governor actually, Phil Murphy, he actually said we would fight to the death.
Okay.
Like, whoa. Phil, you're kind of committing us to something I'm not quite sure here, but he said that. Gavin Newsom is doing that. I believe your governor, Cleo, is doing that.
And he too, in Illinois. He said,
Pritzker, yes. You
know, the thing is, yeah, it's you know, I don't want to say frightening, but you know, I think it's already occurring to a degree. I just, you know, we have to wait and see how it plays out. But the one thing, if I can say anything about the Republicans, not much about the MAGAs, but, you know, even when they had a convicted felon who got the nomination for president, now I think behind the scenes, a lot of Republicans didn't want Trump, but outwardly they had to join that tribalism. But at least they stuck behind their candidate. The Democrats have got to do that. We have to stand behind our candidate and stop being so divisive within the party.
Yeah. I think you're right. But then again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And something that I'm really picking up on is that there's a lot of people, especially within the Democratic Party, who have opted to play the part of bad guy, you know, to put things out in the media, because the media is very willing to talk about, you know, the horrible things that Democrats have done, right? They're very willing to say that bad stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think not a lot, but I think maybe Nancy Pelosi is one who is going out and saying things in the media that she knows are not true, or she knows that they are not popular with other Democrats, but she's saying them anyway. So I think she's kind of flaying herself on the altar, you know, in order to further the cause. I think they're all a part of the resistance. I think they all want to see whatever reversal they could bring about. I think they all want to see that happen, and I think they're all playing their part. And so I think you're going to see a lot of surprising things happen in the next several months. Right now, you're not seeing anything. We're in the height of this full moon in Scorpio. It is the sign of subterfuge and things behind the scenes and things that are hidden, and, you know, secrets and spies, and also transformation and profound change and profound healing, you know. So I think you just can't trust what anybody is saying in the media right now, because they're all kind of playing their parts. That's what I think.
Cleo, do you think that states will actually pull out of the union if it gets too bad?
And I think more than that they're just going to protect the Constitution. That's what it's going to really come down to, is the Constitution. And no, I don't see them, because that doesn't benefit anybody to have somebody pull out. I know that Texas is constantly thinking they're going to
pull out.
but
they may get tossed out.
But no, I think it's this supporting the Constitution, and that is the basis of our democracy. And we've been into this for what, 240 years or something, and that is what people are going to fight for continually. You know,
I feel that even some Republican governors would be like, "Wait a minute, I'm not going to let you do this to the people in my state either. We will protect the Constitution."
I think so, also.
Yeah,
the oath they take.
I think so, because there were quite a few Republican states. Well, not quite a few. There was a few Republican states, or states that are more red, that had, you know, ballot things on the ballot in this election and in the previous elections for, like, you know, enshrining the right to reproductive rights in their constitution, and they were Republican states. So I think those states are probably the tipping ones. You know, the ones who are probably going to start with that. But if you notice too, something that Midas Touch has been talking about a lot is that so many people are Googling things like, how do I change my vote?
Yes.
What is a tariff? What does this mean? What does that mean? Things that T-Rex campaigned about or lied about, or, you know, did whatever about. But these topics are really coming to people's minds, and they're finally questioning it. Better late than never. And I think that a lot of people are starting to go, wait, what? He's going to do what? And I don't think they're going to like that. I think the people themselves are going to rise up in some way and say, no, we can't have that. It wasn't reported in mainstream news, but there was a huge protest down Fifth Avenue in New York City the day after the election. Humongous protest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see, you didn't hear about it. It was
I didn't either.
It was huge. It was huge, saying, you know, my body, my choice, hands off my body, hands off my reproductive rights. And there was, you know, every possible disenfranchised group was a part of it too. And a lot of white men were there. I mean, it was a big protest, and nobody talked about it. Now, I'm sure there were protests in other cities, because I think this was organized ahead of time in anticipation of what if he wins.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that was the only place that happened, but I think there will be a lot of protests.
Good. That's all right. Yes. Guys, I've got to run. You know, I had a flood in my basement. I mean, my bedroom. And there was a hole in the sink, and I've got to go. We got to go order a new vanity and sink. So I got to get to Home Depot and Menards before they close. So
okay, well, I'll text you with other stuff, Mel. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We just love it when you come.
Thank you, Mel.
We do. We love it when you come.
I'll come back more.
Yay. Okay, take care, Mel. Good luck with the sink.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Yes.
So, okay, so Well, we have been on for a little over an hour, guys. So I think we're going to wrap this up. And thank you so much to everybody in the chat. This was really good. I hope this format was okay. We did a few questions. We did a few of my questions, and we got to talking about some stuff. So that was good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Marina, thank you for coming on. This was really great. Shari,
thank you for having me.
Oh, it was great. It was great to have you. And Shari, thank you so much for your help and
You're
everything.
more than welcome.
Your readings, the admin, everything. It was just great. Cleo, thanks to you. Thank you for coming.
I like to help.
And yeah, so we'll do this again in a couple of weeks, I think. Right? We'll do this in December.
Absolutely.
We'll be back on the
December
29th. Or the
no, we don't have a show
on the 6th.
December 6th, yeah.
Yeah, December 6th.
Yeah. I gave myself a week off. I don't do every other Friday. I do the first and third Fridays. And if there's more than that in the month, I skip it because I need a little break.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just mentioned someone just said in the chat that they didn't get the notification. With everything that's been going on, please double check to make sure that you are subscribed to the channels that you think you're subscribed to. Yeah. Because again, every once in a while, YouTube does a dump and all of a sudden, you're not getting the notifications because as far as they're concerned, you're not subscribed. So just double check those, make sure that you hit the bell and everything so that you do get notifications. But
yeah. Because I usually have a post that goes out 2 days in advance of each show and tells you what's going on. And then if the guests change, like they did this week, I'll do another notification, sometimes the day of, but it should go, you should get it that says, this is what's going on. You should get those.
Yeah, so. I didn't get a notification for the show until this morning. So, and I should have gotten it a while back, but so. Yeah. It's something, I don't know. It's the algorithm with YouTube. I mean, it happened the last time they did a big dump. I noticed Marina was live. I was in the chat moderating. Now, I'm not only subscribed to her, I'm a paying member. And I happened to notice while I was there that I was no longer subscribed. And I'm like, how can they unsubscribe me when I'm a member to the channel? I mean, that makes no sense. Yeah. It's their algorithm gets screwy every now and again. So usually every other month, I just go through all of the channels that I like to keep up with on a regular basis and just make sure I'm still subscribed to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And usually there's one or two I have to resubscribe to it.
Yeah. And I found the same thing. And for someone that asked about information on November 22nd, on Friday, November 22nd, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Shari and I will, Shari from
Not me, the other Shari.
The other Shari will be on my channel, and we are having a spread the light event.
Is it called Shine Your Light?
Shine Your Light. Yes. Thank you. I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm hungry.
All right. Well, let's let everybody go. Thank you, everybody who participated in the chat. I hope you like the spinny thing we do because it makes it more egalitarian for picking out the questions. It just makes it a lot easier. And
we got 260 in the room. We had up to 260 in the room tonight. So
perfect.
Actually, at one point we had 300.
Oh, did we?
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we did. So, so there you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, everybody.
Yeah.
We're growing. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Don't give up hope. We'll see you later. Bye. Bye.
So, Marina, how many shows